Emmerdale is set to deliver another gripping episode next week as the plot thickens around Tate and Will Taylor. The couple is forced to conceal a critical secret when Rose Jackson's deceptions come back to haunt her. It all starts with Rose framing Kim for a malicious incident at home farm, resulting in Dawn Fletcher's drink being spiked by mistake. This nefarious act triggers an avalanche of suspicions and concerns, particularly regarding Rose's safety. Kim, always the resilient fighter, refuses to be a victim of such deceit. She confronts the shady dealer involved in the plot against her, demanding to know who orchestrated the entire scheme. The dealer's silence speaks volumes, confirming Kim's fears that Rose is merely a puppet in a much larger game. Initially, Kim suspects her longtime adversary, Caleb Milligan, given their contentious history over home farm. But soon, her suspicions shift to a more surprising figure, Caleb's wife, Ruby. As Kim arrives at Mill Cottage, she discovers an expensive bottle of brandy, one that she recognizes as stolen from her own home farm. This damning evidence is all Kim needs to confirm Ruby's involvement. The ensuing confrontation is intense. Ruby, far from being apologetic, brazenly admits to her role in the conspiracy. She taunts Kim, confidently predicting the downfall of Kim's marriage and her hold over home farm. Despite Ruby's provocations, Kim remains undeterred, vowing to reclaim her life and her home. The tension escalates further when Kim returns to home farm with renewed determination. Her resolve is tested the next day when PC Swirling arrives to conduct a welfare check on Rose. The police found Rose's handbag abandoned, raising concerns about her whereabouts. Kim and Will must carefully navigate this inquiry, trying not to betray any knowledge of Rose's situation. Throughout these events, the stakes are incredibly high. Kim's battle is not just about clearing her name, but also about protecting her marriage and her legacy. As she faces down her adversaries, it becomes clear that Kim is prepared to do whatever it takes to defend what's hers. This week's episode promises to be a roller coaster of emotions, filled with dramatic revelations, intense confrontations, and the ever-present threat of betrayal. As the plot unfolds, Kim Tate finds herself increasingly isolated, but resolute. Her determination to uncover the truth about Rose Jackson's deceit is unshakable. The discovery at Mill Cottage has only fueled her drive to get to the bottom of the conspiracy. Kim knows that every step she takes must be calculated and precise, as any misstep could lead to disaster, not only for her, but also for Will and their future together. The next morning brings a tense atmosphere to home farm. Kim wakes up early, her mind racing with strategies and potential outcomes. She knows that confronting Ruby directly has put her on notice, and now every move she makes will be scrutinized. Over breakfast, she and Will discuss their plan. Will remains supportive, but there's a lingering worry in his eyes. The pressure on them both is immense, and the arrival of PC Swirling has only added to the tension. PC Swirling's welfare check on Rose is a pivotal moment. As he steps into the grand hall of home farm, the air is thick with unspoken fears and hidden truths. Kim and Will greet him, their faces composed but hearts pounding. Swirling is thorough, his questions probing and precise. He inquires about Rose's recent activities and her sudden disappearance, noting the abandoned handbag as a significant concern. Kim and Will's responses are measured and careful, but the strain is palpable. Each answer they give feels like walking a tightrope, with the abyss of discovery just a misstep away. In a moment of reprieve, Kim reflects on the past weeks. Rose's frame-up, the dealer's cryptic responses, and Ruby's audacious confession play over in her mind. The pieces of the puzzle are beginning to fit together, but there's still much she doesn't know. She suspects Ruby is not the ultimate mastermind either. Someone else is pulling the strings, orchestrating this elaborate plot to bring her down. This realization only strengthens her resolve. She won't rest until every last conspirator is exposed. Later that day, Kim decides to visit a few trusted allies. She needs information, insights, and perhaps a bit of leverage. First, she visits Kane Dingle, a man with his own set of grudges and a keen sense for village undercurrents. Kane's rough exterior hides a surprisingly sharp mind, and he agrees to help Kim in exchange for a future favor. He suggests looking into recent transactions and unusual activities around home farm and Mill Cottage, hinting that money trails often lead to hidden truths. Next, Kim meets with Charity, who has her own connections and a knack for finding out what others prefer to keep hidden. Charity's involvement is more personal. She's been wronged by some of the same people and sees this as an opportunity for a bit of payback. Together, they sift through gossip, rumors, and more substantial leads, each nugget of information bringing Kim closer to the truth. As the day turns into evening, Kim returns to home farm, her mind buzzing with new information and possible strategies. She updates Will, and they discuss their next steps. They both know that the battle is far from over. In fact, it's only just beginning. They prepare themselves for the coming days, aware that each decision they make could either uncover the conspiracy or drive them deeper into the web of deceit. In a surprising turn, Kim receives an anonymous tip that evening. The message is brief but revealing, pointing her towards an upcoming meeting that could provide the evidence she needs. She decides to attend, even though it means stepping into potentially dangerous territory. Kim is no stranger to risk, and this might be her best chance to finally expose those working against her. As the sun sets on another day in Emmerdale, the tension remains high. Kim Tate is on a mission, driven by a mix of anger, betrayal, and a fierce need to protect her legacy. The days ahead promise more revelations, confrontations, and the unmasking of hidden enemies. Emmerdale fans, stay tuned, as the drama intensifies and Kim's fight for justice reaches its peak. Will she triumph over her adversaries? Or will the conspirators succeed in their plans? The answers lie in the next gripping episodes of Emmerdale.